The company you're going to listen to is CI&T. CI&T specializes in working with agile methodologies and lean principles for all their application outsourcing, their software product engineering, and their digital services. They do that from 3 different centers: Brazil, Argentina, and China. They're going to be interviewed by Frank Casale, who is our partner from the Outsourcing Institute in the live white paper series. He will be interviewing Leonardo Mattiazzi, who is the VP for Business Development for CI&T in the United States.
Hi, Frank Casale here. Joining me here now is Leonardo Mattiazzi, who's the VP of International Business Development for CI&T. He and I are going to do a deep dive on a case study that he's here to share with us. Leonardo, glad you can make it.
Pleasure to be here.
So before we get down and dirty on this case study, can you tell us a little bit about CI&T?
Sure. So CI&T provides application development and application management services, as well as software product engineering and digital marketing services. We are obviously based in Brazil, but we also have development centers in China and Argentina. And we have a strong commitment to innovation and lean principles. That's how we differentiate ourselves from the rest of the crowd.
And I think I have a good sense from your title, but give me a little bit about your role so I have a better sense of context here.
Okay, so I basically oversee our international operations, and being a company headquartered in Brazil, that means anything that is outside of Brazil. So I'm responsible for managing the relationship with our clients in North America, Europe, and ASPAC. We have clients in many different industries, and that ranges from consumer goods to media to banking and insurance, manufacturing, oil and gas, mining. So it's a really diverse set of industries, and also a really diverse range in size. So we have many Fortune 500 companies in our portfolio. We also have technology-based startups and several mid-size corporations as well.
Okay, super. So let's get down to it as far as the case study, because our members, certainly our buyer members, like case studies. It's above and beyond what you say you can do, it's what really happened, right? So give me a little sense of context here. My belief is that you cannot mention the company name, but give us a sense of size, industry, what kind of company are we talking about?
Yeah, so this company is a mid-sized technology-based company which is located in California, and their industry is a fast-paced industry. It's the video streaming and entertainment industry.
Okay. And how did this evolve initially? Was this an existing client that needed some additional help, or someone that you called them, or they called you? What was the genesis of the relationship, if you will? How did you all meet?
All right. So, no, it was a new client. They were looking for partners for this particular project. And as I said before, this industry is a very fast-paced industry, so they need to have really fast delivery. They were looking for agility. They do have a development center in China, so of course that was under consideration. But they thought that perhaps for this particular project, they would be better served by a nearshore partner.
Okay.
That's how they got to know us, and we had a chance to place a proposal.
Okay. I want to get back to that nearshore decision in a moment. Tell me a little bit more about the problem, right? So they had 1 or 2 or 3 problems that they approached you with. What were they?
Okay, so they're basically a company that delivers products to their consumers. So their consumers are techie savvy users that enjoy or consume online video and talk about that and blog about that and make fun with that. So it's a very it's consumer oriented, and they need to be fast in developing new products and releasing new products to their market.
Okay, so not only was quality important, but speed.
Exactly. So there are a huge number of users. So performance is important. Reliability is important. It must be something that engages the consumer. It cannot be something boring, right? But also it needs to be released very fast. So agility and speed are really at the core of the problem.
Okay, so I'm assuming price was a consideration, but in this case, speed, is it fair to say speed was just as important?
Yes, exactly.
So let's shift over to vendor selection a moment. So how were you able to convey how fast you were able to mobilize a team and how quickly you were able to execute?
Yeah, so they could see this since the beginning, during the first stages when we're placing our proposal and discussing their business needs. We're very fast, and they told us that they ended up selecting us because of the level of engagement that we demonstrated since the beginning. It was not a vanilla proposal, it was very tailored to their needs. We really engaged our team in deep diving and understanding what they needed and providing a proposal that would really address those needs. And we demonstrated agility to that in a very fast way. To give you an idea, since the first hello to making a decision, there were 4 weeks perhaps,
Wow, okay.
And then in another 4 weeks we were starting the project. So
Okay,
it was
great.
really a quick turnaround.
Okay, so super. So fast buying cycle, and fortunately for you, fast selling cycle too, right?
Sure,
So that's good.
of course, yes.
Alrighty. So I'm curious to know how a company who's already outsourced to China ends up in Brazil. Were they already looking to Brazil and then they stumbled across CI&T, or how did that come to be?
So they were looking for nearshore partners. So we were competing against other companies in Latin America. They were particularly interested in this because they knew that for this project they need a direct communication with their partner. They cannot stand waiting for a day to get a response or all these communication challenges that you have when you have a team that is on the other side of the globe. So they were looking into nearshore, and then of course our proposal was more compelling to them because of several different factors.
Mm-hmm. Okay, super. So let's talk about lean. Okay, this is something that many of us think of with regard to manufacturing over the years, but you and your organization are big proponents of lean as applied to IT services, if you will. Can you talk to that a little bit, and then how that translates to benefits for your clients?
Okay, so lean is all about delivering value and eliminating waste. And of course, there are lots of things involved in that, but basically the end result of lean is really improving cost, quality, speed, and agility at the same time. That's what we are aiming at. And for this particular case study, I can tell you how that translates into this particular project. So for instance, in terms of cost, right, we have a linear structure. We don't have a ton of people on site doing redundant tasks or just being messengers to the offshore team. We have a really efficient structure with much less overhead than anything else. So we could compete in terms of cost because we have this linear cost structure. We could compete even with companies that are in lower cost locations. Now in terms of speed, we have these short cycles of delivery. We had these time boxes of 3 weeks each. So each sprint, as it's called in the methodology that we use, is a 3-week time window. And at the end of every 3-week sprint, we're delivering new software. So that makes it very, very fast. And also, as we have these very short cycles of feedback, we can adapt very quickly and change during the project. So we embrace change, and that speaks for agility. Just you mentioned manufacturing, so making an analogy to manufacturing, you certainly know the just-in-time concept from manufacturing. So because we have this constant pace of delivery every 3 weeks, this is very similar to the just-in-time delivery model that manufacturing has learned to adopt. And it proves to be very effective. So we're constantly delivering and demoing software to all the stakeholders so that we can correct any errors that might exist, any defects. So that speaks for quality. We can also change the course. We can get feedback and learn even from early users what's going to work best. So it's agility, speed, cost, and quality that are improved by using lean principles in software development.
So I would think that is not only a reflection of your service, but it's a reflection of the culture of your company, right down to your hiring, right? So I would think then you hire people on your team that are comfortable in a fast, agile, real-time environment. So what do you look for to screen people in or screen people out?
Yeah, well, first of all, we look for talent and attitude, and we like to really harvest talent very early on, and then develop these people over time. So you'll find people in our organization that have been with the company for many, many years, which is something somewhat rare in the industry, but they like to stay because we provide the right environment for them, very exciting environment, and you'll see that the attitude in our team is one where every new engagement with the client is a challenge, it is an exciting challenge to be pursued and overcome. So they feel really thrilled with the success of a project, just like the client does. And our clients can see the difference. They report to us, for instance, in this particular project, which involved mobile development for iPad, iPhone, Android. And of course, this is a company that is doing this all the time. And they were surprised to see that our team was suggesting features on these platforms that they hadn't thought about. So it's always discovering new ways to deliver value to our clients, and this is a core value in our company.
Okay, so not only high speed, but maybe innovative, if you will, right? So let's talk about innovation. When I talk to the buyer community, certainly within our member network, one of the biggest complaints, Leonardo, that I hear is their desire, their hope that their provider will bring some innovation to the table. Mm-hmm. I had a manager mention recently, hey, that's why we hired them, but we're not getting innovation. So we hear that a lot, but my sense is that's a strong suit of CI&T. Can you talk to innovation?
Yeah, sure. Unfortunately, the industry many times sees outsourcing as something, as a commodity or something boring to do. That's not how we see it at CI&T, and we make it interesting for our team and for our clients. So we are always concerned about bringing new ideas to the table. This is part of the company culture. It's part of our mission indeed. Everybody knows that their job is to bring new ideas and execute upon them. So, and they feel proud about what they are able to bring to the table. So it's not just following a predetermined process and typing your code it's much more than that. It's really partnering with the client to bring ideas, question, challenge, even challenge the client's concepts about the product, about the software being developed, and therefore really contribute to the business of our clients. So this is present in throughout the organization.
Great. Leonardo, it's a great story and a great case study. Thanks for sharing it with us.
No, my pleasure. Thank you very much.